The fuel for a hero's adventure typically begins with them losing everything. Then, the hero goes through 3 stages: departure, initiation, and return. I feel like Lab Zero games approach this type of journey in their latest adventure, Indivisible. Even if it's conventional in premise, this team has created a unique place for themselves in the genre. What players get is an adventure that blends game mechanics and story elements that might just very well make it the standout RPG of the year.
It stinks here!
Stinks like the breath of murdering dogs. But, ugh, you're right, it's worse than I imagined.
What's all this slimy stuff? Ugh!
Oh my. I want to live here. Ajna, let's live here.
What did it just do?
The hero's journey in Indivisible begins by introducing Ajna, the daughter of a great warrior who had previously sealed away an evil before she was born. She's eager to learn all she can from her dad, but their time's cut short after someone attacked her village, and a man named Dar took her dad's life. Ajna wastes no time facing Dar, but then something sparks within her that transports him into her mind. The spiritual version of Dar is more or less trapped here, and they cannot physically harm one another. Figuring that Dar was following orders, Ajna decides to go straight to the source and take him out. This impulsive attitude of Ajna plays out throughout most of the game's story. She rarely wants to take the time to learn things, and this ends up affecting the people around her. Throughout her journey, she meets others who are motivated by their curiosity and willingness to save the world. What's most important about these characters is how they each go out of their way to teach Ajna something about growing up. Whether it's to be patient or to focus, Ajna is continuously learning. The thing about Ajna is that she is exceptionally complex. She is so quick to help others, but does so using the first idea that pops in her head. Her eagerness to save the world often clouds her judgment, but I feel this was her way of distracting herself from the terrible things that have happened to her in the past few days of her life. In reality, she is only 16. She is stubborn, impulsive, and naive, but that also makes her fearless in the face of danger. Her other qualities are caring, curious, and witty, which shows in nearly every scene of dialogue. Gameplay in Indivisible is a cross between RPG and 2D platforming. The game borrows some elements of a Metroidvania in this regard, where the player can travel back to previous areas and unlock new paths. While some of Ajna's new abilities are for traversal, each ability has an alternate usage that can be used to do things like freeze enemies or deal early damage. Platforming sections rely heavily on skill and knowledge of Ajna's abilities. The game makes this easier on the player by rolling them out slowly. However, one feature missing is a dependable fast travel option, which gets unlocked in some capacity late in the game. You see, there's a lot of back and forth in this game, and sometimes the last thing I wanted to do was find my way back to the ship. When encountering an enemy, the game enters a battle screen. Players choose a party of 4 characters who take on the 4 face buttons of the controller. Each character has several attacks that they can use in a fight. Lab Zero brought their fighting game knowledge to this title by incorporating combos into the game by giving each character high, mid, and low attacks, which are used to create combos. Defending in the game is also something that players have to keep in mind, which can be used to negate damage. The issues with the battles are that they can be a little too long at times, especially when you're trying to rush to your goal. Level grinding was never an issue for me, but after 15 hours, you start to avoid the battles as much as you can. Thankfully, the developer incorporates abilities to help you get past them for the most part, and this happens exactly when they start to overstay their welcome. The boss battles, on the other hand, are all consistently fun and incorporate a mix of 2D action with the RPG battle system to make them each unique. Indivisible is simply beautiful. Each town and dungeon offers new things to see and encounter. The game even has some Easter eggs for fans of Lab Zero, like a true-to-life illustration of art director Mike Z in a bathing suit. This level of creativity in the game's illustration transitions into its writing. The writers knew what to do to make these characters enjoyable, and the relationship between the characters only benefit because of it. What completes the writing even more is the English audio. Furthermore, the music in the game is beyond amazing and inserts you in the adventure as it sets the pace and tone of each new area.
I'd rather not.
But Torani, you're practically made of water.
This and that are totally different. I get seasick. Gah!
What? Is it the Iron Kingdom?
Pretty lady.
Indivisible goes about the hero's journey by taking some unconventional paths. The game's story grabs the player for a full-on adventure, mixing genres that probably shouldn't work. What comes out of it though is one of the brightest and endearing lead protagonists that I have had the honor of watching grow in a video game. Ajna is what holds together everything that makes this game so grand. It's been about 5 years since Indivisible's announcement, but I would have to say that the wait was worth it. Do yourself a huge favor and play this game. Noisy Pixel is giving Indivisible a 9.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is run by a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all our future content.